did $100,000 lunch in 1 hour just from the community that I have built over time.
What if I told you you could make more money in your business without doing more of what you do in your business? You can actually make more money by teaching what it is you do in your business. And I'm excited to have on the department today, Cassandra Smith, who is a 7-figure entrepreneur who has started something that became a side hustle that turned into a main hustle.
Everything is on Facebook in my community. And once they come in, I'm going live every day. So now I'm getting them to know, like, and trust me. So it's like, if I can just get people in the community, I can take it over from there.
Dude, this is the game right here.
A lot of people started their businesses just off of my free classes. And they was like, wait, do you have anything paid? Because if this is free, I can imagine what you're doing in paid. So I went from going live every day to now basically 4 times a year. And I make way more money than I ever made. My memberships are, one of them is $199 a month and the other one is $179. And we have a total of 2,000 students in those memberships.
That's like $300,000 collectively in monthly reoccurring now. And you do that by... Cassandra, thank you so much for being on the department.
Thank you for having me, Omar.
Yeah, and I think your story is so cool. I didn't need too much context to really understand what it is you do, because I think I resonate with someone who, you know, you go through this like dabble season and like, oh wow, like I really enjoy doing this,
right.
And then you start making a little bit of money. And for you, you were doing it with creating kind of things. Like you were creating goods for like parties and stuff? Like,
yes, parties, just consumers in general, parents, moms, dads, everyone. Grads, we do grad custom items, party favor custom items, memorial custom items, like if there's a funeral, so just everything custom.
Yeah, and so that's a really cool element because so many business owners are, you know, especially starting out, usually you start out doing custom stuff.
Right.
Because you're just getting one client here, one client there. Well, how did you scale your custom business before you actually transition? And we'll get into monthly recurring revenue and all that stuff that you're doing. But
okay. So I actually started in 2017.
Okay.
My kids had a basketball game to attend and the coach wanted them to buy these hoodies, but I couldn't afford the hoodies. So my brother reached out to someone and said, hey, can you make the custom hoodies for my nephew and niece? So she made the hoodies. We went back to the basketball game. And the coach was like, wait, I want those hoodies because they custom made. Yeah. I don't want the ones we have.
That's cool.
So I reached out to the girl and I was like, hey, can you show me how to make the hoodies? And she was like, no, like,
oh, dang.
You got to go to YouTube.
Gatekeeper.
She like, you got to go to YouTube. So I went to YouTube. It took me an entire year just to learn how to make custom t-shirts. So I learned. And then in 2019, the market kind of took a turn. Everybody wanted custom t-shirts with like their faces on it. They wanted the custom tumblers, custom mouse pads, just everything. And that process is called sublimation. So when I got into sublimation, my business really took off. I did $1,000 in a week while working my 9 to 5, like literally.
And what were you making on that 9 to 5?
I was making like $17 an hour.
Okay.
So it was pretty decent. Yeah. But I was thinking like, if I can make $1,000 with the 9 to 5, imagine what I can make if I work full time from home. So I walked into HR and quit. Like, hey, I just did $1,000. I'm going. So I went home and then business just slowed down. That's when I seen like, oh my gosh, people not buying custom t-shirts every day, all day.
Right.
So when the business slowed down, I'm looking at my inventory like, oh my gosh, what can I do with this inventory? Because I'm already buying it from a third party, using it for my customs business. I said, I'm going to sell it to other crafters. So I ended up creating a Facebook group community and I started going live in order for me to sell these, because they call it blank. Basically a blank t-shirt before you add the picture on top.
Yes.
So I started selling these sublimation blanks to them and they was like, well, can you show us how to sublimate? Because I'm thinking if you're buying my product, you should know how to use it.
Yeah.
Not the case.
Right.
So now I get into teaching them how to sublimate in order for them to buy my actual products.
That's so good. And I think, by the way, I believe you put yourself in a position to figure it out because you took that leap of faith.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened with everybody. Most people have this like trajectory or cycle. And I have a lot of friends in my world. They start a business, create excitement. Everybody celebrates them starting a business, but they don't go all in. And so you kind of get a little bit of business from the excitement of starting.
Yes.
And then you hit the real place of like, oh, I actually have to build something.
Yes.
Like my business was running on momentum and relationships. I need to actually create momentum and relationships. But most people quit at that moment and then they wait a couple of months, 3 years, and then they start a new thing. And it's like a cycle. But because you quit your job, your creativity. I think there's just something to pull from that. Like, I think that's really good.
Because you like, now you hungry. Like, I gotta make something shake. So when I created a Facebook group community, I had a few people shout me out like, hey, go join her community. She's starting a new business. So the people joined the community, but I still ended up getting evicted from my apartment because I was selling to make a sale versus making profit. So I got all of this inventory. I'm not making any profit. People are buying it, but I don't see the money coming in. So we ended up getting evicted. I moved into a hotel still with my heat press because I'm still making custom items. And then I got 2 storage units. One was for my personal items, and then the other one was for the inventory that I really didn't know how to sell. And then in 2020 of March, COVID hit. So they was mandating that everybody wear the mask. Of course, I already had blank masks. So my customers, my craft friends, they wanted it to be customized masks for their customers. So they was like, wait, do anybody got any masks on hand? Nobody knew to just have inventory of masks on hand. So since I had it, my business took off through the roof. All of the crafters were buying the masks from me. And then I went from, I want to say in February, it was like $15 a month, $15 for the entire month. And then in March, it was like $3,000. And then in April, I did like $36,000. And then in May, I did $86,000 just from having inventory on hand. And
just from masks?
It was from masks. And of course, I was selling the other blanks, t-shirts, tumblers.
Wow.
But those masks took off. So it went crazy.
That's so good. And that timeline, you kind of skipped 2017 to 2020.
Yeah.
But I think some people don't talk about that season. Like in that season, you're struggling on how to chart, or you're not realizing like the profit stuff. How did you get better at that?
At the profits, just kept trying, kept testing out, kept seeing what the people wanted, looking at the market to see what other people are charging for it, looking at what I'm paying for it to see, okay, how can I get my 50% profit margin? So just over time, just doing my research and getting better at it. So
good. And then you just have this crazy spring in 2020.
Yes, due to COVID. And then with so many people getting laid off from their job, now they wanted to not just buy my inventory, but learn how to start their own craft business from home to supplement their income. So now I get into teaching classes. I'm selling the inventory. I end up moving from out of my hotel. I got a 3-story home.
And how are you promoting? Like, you're promoting these classes?
Everything is on Facebook in my community.
Okay, so
organically.
So you're just pushing people toward your community from your Instagram?
Well, no. So I had a few shout outs in the beginning. But then once the group started to get a little momentum, I started running ads to come to the group. So it was only my group at the time. So
running ads to a free group.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once they come in, I'm going live every day. So now I'm getting them to know, like, and trust me. So it's like, if I can just get people in the community, I can take it over from there.
Dude, this is the game right here. Okay. Run ads to a free group. And I see people doing this with like school and stuff right now.
Yeah.
But I love that okay. And then you're going live every day.
Every day at the time, yeah.
It was at the same time?
Yeah, so it was like 7 in the afternoon, yeah.
And are you bringing something to teach every time, or is it just Q&A?
No, something to teach, because I'm selling the inventory, the blanks. So one day I might say, hey, we're going to do a tumbler today. So let's get out your paper, your ink.
Dude.
Tomorrow we're going to do a t-shirt. The next day we're going to do a custom mouse pad. So every day it was something different that I had in stock.
Hey, question for you. What would your business look like if it got the attention that it deserved? You probably wouldn't even have a business problem. Most people don't have a business problem, they have an awareness problem. This is why you're invited to join me on the next Content to Cash challenge that is coming up. In 5 days, you're gonna be getting the system that I have implemented in my business that's allowed me to be a part-time 7-figure entrepreneur. Yes, because I built my personal brand online, it's opened up opportunity. But more importantly, it's given me more time to spend with my family and my community. The link to join this challenge is down in the description below. And I want to encourage you to take the VIP experience, where I'll be doing 1 hour of Q&A every day of the challenge, and nowhere else do I avail myself in this capacity. And so I hope to see you on the Content to Cash challenge coming up. Did you ever wonder if you were to just have done that on YouTube? And like outside of the community, I mean, I don't want to like, I'm not trying to challenge anything. I'm just like, in my brain is like, why wouldn't you do that on a traditional social media platform or YouTube, or even just go live on Instagram consistently?
I wasn't at the time. I was just trying to build like this one platform.
Yeah.
And if I can get them over here like really good and deep, then I can move them to the next platform. So Facebook groups was like popping in 2020. Like everybody's starting their community, but I didn't even think about YouTube and Instagram. I got it now. But then I was just like, how can I grow my community on Facebook?
I think there is something about I know it's on Facebook, but it's technically like off platform, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not competing with an algorithm.
Right.
So like people are deciding that they're saying yes to you before you even showed up for a live stream if they got into the group, and then it's like, oh, tomorrow there's a new live stream. That's really good. And so that is so cool, because how did that make you better as an educator by just going live every day and teaching something in real time? Like you're teaching without knowing that this is going to be edited.
Right.
You know how much people are afraid to teach what it is they know?
Of course.
Because they want it to be polished and like, perfect. But there's probably so much value in just doing it in the real time.
But not just teaching it. I think people are afraid to show what they know because they don't want people to be better at it than them. And in my head, I'm thinking like the girl that turned me down and told me to go to YouTube.
She made you rich.
Right. And I don't want to ever make my students feel like if they want to learn something, they got to go elsewhere. Like, I'm going to teach you and I'm going to get blessed on the back end just for showing up. And it wasn't even like charge classes. It was just free. Hey, get on live. I'm going to show you how to craft. And a lot of people started their businesses just off of my free classes. And they was like, wait, do you have anything paid? Because if this is free, I can imagine what you're doing in paid. And I'm like, well, no, I don't, but let me create something.
Wow.
Let me create a paid membership or something. So we're running my business out of the basement. I retired my mom. She's a mom of 7 kids, single parent. But business got so busy, I was like, hey, Mom, quit your job and I need you to work with me full time. That was in 2020.
Wow.
She ain't been back to work since. So I hired my mom, my brother. And then as I'm going live, showing them how to sublimate with the blanks, they like, well, can you start your own sublimation paper and ink line? Because that's what they need in order to make the blank.
Okay.
So I created my own brand of sublimation paper. It has the wolf on there because wolf stands for community, no one being left behind. So that's my brand, like the wolf pack. So I created my wolf pack sublimation paper, wolf pack sublimation ink. And when I launched it, we did $100,000 launch in 1 hour, just from the community that I have built over time. Like they wanted me to start these products. I created it. They bought it. We outgrew the basement, and then I had to get my first warehouse. So this is all in 2020. This is
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, oh my gosh. So I get the first warehouse, still going live. And now they're asking, well, do you do hands-on classes? Like everything that my community is asking, I'm trying to figure out how to be that one-stop shop. So I turned
This is how you create an ecosystem, by the way.
Yes.
You become the services, you become the supplies, and you become the information and the education.
Yes.
And like people can come at any moment, but then because you offer the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so good.
And that's my motto, like not just teaching you the crafts, but providing you the tools and the supplies you need to craft. So now that they're requesting hands-on classes because they can't learn online, I turned the front part of my warehouse, did like a lot of renovation, tore down walls, and created a classroom in the front of my warehouse that can now hold 100 students. And we pack out like every other month. We do classes 4 times a month, but we normally pack out our classes like once a month out of those months. That they come in to the Atlanta headquarters that we have. So went from online teaching products, now got the warehouse. And now I'm starting like the memberships because it's like, okay, if y'all was willing to buy these one-off classes, now I want to turn it into an ongoing retainer revenue thing that I can do. So,
so can you just like, how much do you charge for those classes?
So now the classes are, because I did a few prices just to see what sticks. So now the classes are, I got 2 programs.
Well, let's start with, what did you first charge for that class?
The first time it was $27 one-time fee. And
for an in-person class?
Well, for the in-person class, no, those are like $60 to $99.
Which was still crazy.
Yeah.
But okay, so you did a virtual one.
Yeah.
So that was $27.
$27.
But it was live delivery?
It was live and they would keep the lives,
Okay.
but then I would give them more lives. So it was like one-time fee, you get all of this value. And then the money was good, but I'm like, wait, I need to get this every month, but these one-time fees is not working. So I was able to pull from the people that bought the $27 one-time fee, like, hey, do y'all want to join my actual membership? And you will get this more often. And now my memberships are, one of them is $199 a month, and the other one is $179. And we have a total of 2,000 students in those memberships.
How much money is that? you said that's like $300,000.
Yeah.
$300,000 a month in monthly reoccurring now.
Yes.
And you do that by getting people to an event of sorts. And then at that event, the offer is a monthly reoccurring offer.
Yes, but the event is an online event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so online event. I think it's crazy. It teaches me that, and I hope everybody who watches or listens knows that like all models work.
Yeah.
Because you could probably sell a high ticket offer at these events in person or online. More high ticket, right?
Yeah, I want to.
You want to.
Yeah.
But like someone who does do that, you know, I do these workshops. I do virtual challenges, and my offer is $17,000, and there'll always be people that join, and it's amazing, right? I'll also do these in-person workshops that are $5,000 for 2 days, and then usually some people love it so much. It's an incubator of like, wow, I love you, like Omar, you're amazing. You are the guy I need to learn from. What's your coaching program? And then it becomes not only a fulfillment event, it's also a sales event. But it's funny because like entrepreneur brain and like shiny object syndrome is like, man, if I can just do because like I'm only as good as like my next workshop or my next challenge kind of type thing. And so it really is like it's a perspective shift because I love I want what you have, you know?
Yeah.
And, but I think it's just like, it's kind of just the journey you found yourself on.
Yeah.
And I think that you being sold out to the format of how you were going to conduct your business is why it worked.
Yeah.
Right? So you got like 2,000 people paying you every month. What does that look like as far as like, because like my fear in creating a community that's paid is just that people will drop off.
Yeah.
Like how do you keep people retention and keep people in that monthly community?
So they're
engaged?
not just only learning from me. So I bring in like other experts that
great.
shows up every week.
So you're facilitating.
Yes, because I don't know everything, but the little bit I do know, they want to learn more. So
I love
if they
that.
want to learn Photoshop.
Okay, you're not even doing all the work. You're facilitating I think there's just some people think that they need to.
No.
So it's like, if you can just be the facilitator and the leader of this community, and your likeness is what draws people in.
That's what it is.
And because you built the trust, it's like, hey, I have this trusted voice. I have this trusted voice. Okay.
Yes, and that's what I do. So I'm like the front end marketer. I'm gonna get you in, but once you're inside of the program, you're learning from all of these different experts. They go on live every week. We giving them homework to hold them accountable. We putting them in accountability groups for other people to hold them accountable. We're doing giveaways, just everything to push them to that next level. So to be honest, I don't even go live after they get inside of the community because I got so many people every week teaching Photoshop, AI, Canva, Shopify, email marketing that I don't even have to do anything. So I'm kind of like at the point where once I pull you in, you know, you're just in. And I think they stay in the community because of the other people in the community. So when I put them in these different accountability groups, because I have 18 states, because everybody coming from different parts of the world. So I have a Georgia accountability group, Florida, Texas. So when they come in, we put them in wherever they closest to, and then we give them like a homework assignment to say, hey, y'all have to do a meet and greet once every quarter. So we're making them get in a room with each other, depending on where they stay, and they never want to leave.
So yeah, it's like you went from making the thing with your hands, and now you're a community leader. Yeah. And an event coordinator and I'm so fascinated. Honestly, like this is so cool. And so and then like all the promotion you're doing right now, you're still running paid ads to like a free group, or like how are you doing it now?
Well, now we're just doing challenges. So I went from going live like once a day just to build that community. Yep. But I started doing challenges literally last year. Cool. So we only do it 4 times a year. Great. We, spend a good amount of money for the ads, email marketing to get people inside of this.
What's your challenge called?
So it depends on what the season is. Because in crafting,
so smart.
You have.
I hope everybody's picking up on like your genius right now. You have seasonal challenges based on the season.
What's popping because. In April, everybody's graduating. So you need to make custom grad items for these parents, for the students. So April is a graduation challenge teaching you how to make grad cap, grad stole, grad everything.
Oh my goodness, this is so good.
And then right now we got a challenge going on because it's summertime. So everybody's doing parties. So we calling it the Party Favor Challenge. We're going to show you how to make custom backdrops, balloon arches, just to get ready for the summer.
So good.
In October, we're doing a Christmas challenge to prepare them for Christmas coming up. So you're going to learn how to do custom stockings, ornaments. So we only do challenges based on like what's in demand. So that way they know like I got to get in here to learn.
And on these challenges, you're demonstrating.
Yeah. So we not just demonstrate, but I sell the products they need in order to do it. So I got the.
So you make, is it a paid challenge?
It's a free challenge because I look at it. We have such a large community that I play a quantity game. If I can get you into the free challenge,
boom.
Once they opt in, we tell them you might as well upgrade to VIP. VIP normally is $27, and we get like 5,000 people signing up for this $27 offer. Then once they get inside of the VIP, we give the free people like 1 day to learn, but the VIP, you get an entire 5 days with us.
Okay.
And at the end of that 5 day, now we're saying, hey, since you invested $27, use that as a discount for your first month off my actual membership, and everybody crosses over. And
then you're shipping them the product for the challenge. Yeah, because this is like an immersive experience. This is really cool. Like I love it. And, okay, so you're shipping them product even if they're free, or they just buy that on. They
have to. So once they opt into the free, it says okay, join VIP. If you're going to be VIP, that means you're going to actually attend the entire 5 days. So you're going to need this physical, we call it a party favor kit. Okay. The kit comes with everything they need to follow along during the week. And then you're going to need this digital kit. The digital kit comes with all of the designs, templates, and mock-ups that they're going to need from what we show them. Okay. So they end up buying 2 kits. They get the VIP. So we just have a lot of upsells that we give them.
And it's kind of like... In a legit way, it's required if you want to maximize the experience and get the most out of it, because you're gonna be able to do this in real time. Yeah, dang, that immersion is insane.
Thank you.
Like Myron Golden taught me that the reason why he loves the challenge model, because he used to do in-person 3-day events, and they were 12-hour days every day. So he's like 36 hours of me being on. And just to like get to an offer, right? He's like, I go the challenge model. I only show up 2 hours a day for 5 days, right? You got the VIP hour and then like the teaching hour, and so that's 10 hours. But people are immersed in the activity or the challenge you actually give them for the day, and they're literally thinking about what you just taught them, and so they're actually immersed for 72 hours. Yeah, right. But because there's such a physical element, it's like. The level of, and I hate to use this word sometimes but it's a lack for a better term, but like the level of indoctrination and immersion, it's like you're automating that upsell. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah. Like it's so good. Yeah. And so your offer at the end of this 5-day challenge is simply a monthly reoccurring. The monthly membership. Which is, I mean, it's an irresistible offer at that point. It is. And what I love about it is since we do the challenges every 3 months, so it's not an evergreen, it's an open and close. So I love it. They have that fear of missing out. Like, I got to get in now because she don't come back for 3 more months. And then you're not having to constantly promote all year. No. Once we get them into the program, I literally take a whole month vacation because I'm like, I don't have to do another challenge. Boom. So I went from going live every day to now basically 4 times a year, and I make way more money than I ever made. Jeez, this is so cool. I think, I mean, what is this all? I think I'm trying to pull like the principle out of this whole thing. Number one, it's like you just didn't gatekeep the information, and I love that you could have been just like that one girl that said, "Hey, no, I can't teach you that." Yeah. Which I wonder where she. I mean, maybe I don't, but I mean, maybe COVID took her out. Like, a lot of business COVID took out. Yeah, but I think the principle is, the Bible says the world of the generous gets larger and larger, and the world of the stingy gets smaller and smaller. Yes. And it's crazy that like you're in a weird way. I say maybe it's an ignorance in being like, no, I'll just teach you how to do the thing. I'll just send you the stuff you need to do to be able to do it. I'll just and how that's led you down more discovery to be able to serve at such a high level. Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's so shocking to me, because it's like, how do me giving something for free makes people want to pay me? Like, no, what do you got for sale? Just because of the value I was given. So I just keep giving value now. Like, that's why I don't just do paid challenges. It's a free challenge, and then I let you decide if you want to pay for the actual challenge. So good. Okay, and then like I would ask you the question, what do you see, or why do you feel like you want to step into like now high ticket stuff, which it's probably wide open because you already have the community. But so now I'm teaching other crafters how to start their craft business, how to set up their website, LLC.
There's a lot of crafters that's like, I want to be a you. Like, I want to learn how to do challenges. I want to learn how to set up my community. So it's like, wait, I've never thought about teaching other people my actual blueprint. So, but this is going to cost a lot of money because it makes me, my challenges are between 200 to 300K challenges, which gives me a 300K monthly recurring revenue. So if I'm teaching that to someone, a $10,000, $15,000 investment to see 300K months, I'm sure you'll pay it. So
no, I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, okay. No, that's incredible. It's funny because there are people that I know that like, I think what COVID did do is it made everybody, it made selling easy.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, you didn't have to actually have substance to be able to make a sale. And I feel like we're at the tail end of something where people are either burned from being investing in themselves with somebody who didn't really deliver.
Yeah.
And so people are saying like the high ticket space is dead.
Really?
But what did I do? I 5x'd my initial offer. That was like 18 months ago. I charged $2,000 for something that I now charge 17.
Wow.
And people are still saying yes.
Still saying yes.
And so it's making me realize that it still all works.
Yeah.
It's just if you like really care.
Yeah.
To actually get people a result.
Yeah.
And so dude, you could simply do a challenge that leads to that offer. It'd just be a different challenge.
Yeah.
So good. And so how many, like, I think all this is like your brain, like all this stuff has happened outside in your brain. But as far as like hired help in scaling all that you've been doing, how is that?
Yeah.
been?
So
like
how
much people? Yeah.
Oh, I have a team. So I actually, like I said, I hired my mom, my son. After business picked up in the warehouse, I was able to hire 5 out of my 6 siblings.
Wow.
So they're running my warehouse now. I never have to go to the warehouse because they do all of the pick and pack and fulfillment. But as far as like my online community, I will
say, how is working with family?
I love it.
Okay.
Like we was always close knit because, like I said, it was 7 of us. It's 7 of us, and my mom raised us single parent, like as a single parent. So we stayed in the same rooms together, same house. So she's always made sure we grew up really tight knit. So I love my family. And before I hired them, I actually used to hire friends, but I felt like they came in and took advantage of my business. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get comfortable because I'm your friend, even though you're paying me a lot of money. So I'm not gonna show up to work. I'm not gonna clock in. So my family was like, look, don't hire nobody else on the outside of us. We're gonna come in. And they literally put in their notice at their job, quit on site, and they've been working on me for years, and they treat my business like their baby because they know like she's the first one in our family to do 7 figures, so we got to make sure we're supporting her so she can keep supporting us.
So
and
good.
I love that.
This is like, I'll just say where my brain goes is like the tax write-off is blessing your family.
Yes.
And then when you have company parties or whatever, Thanksgiving is a complete write-off.
Yes, you know? Yes.
Okay, have you ever ran into some like, do you have to put on the hat where it's like the CEO hat and have conversations? Or are they just literally?
But then I recently hired someone to be in between us because I don't want them like when I'm telling them something like my oldest sister, like, you don't tell me what to do. I'm your oldest sister. So it's like, okay, let me bring somebody in the middle that don't know either of us. And then they make the decision based on what I tell them. And then my family go to him and then I go to him. So I had to bring somebody in the middle because they didn't. Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay. And then so for the community management side of things.
For the community management, so I had to hire 3 admins. One of them run a free group and then the other 2 run the 2 paid communities. And then I had to hire a email guy, a copywriter, a ads team, and then a funnel builder. So that's basically my team.
Wow. So good. And you say you take a month off after like once a quarter, you take a month off?
Yes, once a month every quarter.
So going hard for 8 months a year. That's incredible. This is awesome. How did you, what's your philosophy on like training people that you bring in or what, like when you say you got the funnel builder, you got the email copywriter and stuff like that, are you telling them what you'd like or are they telling you what to do?
It's both. So I tell them what I like and then they tell me based on their experience, like what they're used to doing. But my main thing is, especially like with my email and ads team, is everything you do it in my voice. Cause you know, I didn't graduate 12th grade. So I never try to act like I'm from Harvard. Like I don't even have a diploma, GED. So it's like the way I talk, this is how you guys are going to get me, my authentic self. So if I wake up one day and I go live, my people know that I probably talk like a kindergarten because that's how they understand.
Yeah, 100.
You know, I might be loud, country. Some people call it ghetto. So I tell my team in my emails and ads, I want to sound just like that. So that way I know who's for me and who's not. So if you see my video and you be like, oh my gosh, she's too much, you're not for me. So I just try to make sure they stay true to that. Like, don't try to make my email sound smarter than what it is. This is how I talk. This is how I want to continue to talk.
How long did that take for like that?
Oh, they learned. Well, what I had them do was a lot of my old lives, go back and watch my videos.
There you go.
And study how I talk, my demeanor, my manner, study my favorite words I say, because I call my students, hey, fam, bam, what's up? So now my emails be like, fam, bam, what's up? So they be like, coach, did you see that email? No, my team has been trained to just talk like me. So it feels like I sent it. So
good.
It took them a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's so good. Like, go and watch my videos, learn my voice, and like grabbing those things that you say that are you.
Yeah.
And that's why I always like to say, like, copy is simply conversation.
Yeah.
And so, and I think that's why it's called copy. I don't know. You know, just like, hey, literally, like, take the video and copy my. So I think you just do a really good job at not overthinking things. Maybe you do, but I get a sense that you're just really like, no, that worked last time. Let's just do it again. Like, they let them do their thing. And it's kind of like a limiting belief I live in, is like, I think because I'm a creative and in a weird way an artist, you know, I've been doing video for over 15 years. And so even dialing in this shot, I'm just like, this got to be dialed. We got to take down the, like, I'm so involved.
Yeah.
And there's a part of that is why people love, you know, watching whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
But the other side is the thing where every time I invite people into the process, like somebody who's doing emails or somebody, you know, making me a slide deck for a web class we're putting together, and I'm just like, I don't know, that's not me.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I feel like I can do that all day. I don't know. All right, we made your changes. I don't know, man. That's not me. Like, you know, like, yeah. How do you trust people more with your business?
It's hard, but just delegating, you got to just let them do their job. Because I used to be one of those, like, people that like to hover on you and do that. No, do this again. Like,
I stay over Art's shoulder, dude.
And they would say, like, yo, you hiring me to do this, just let me show you I can do it.
You don't want this as bad as I do, bro.
That's how we feel, because this is our baby. And it's like, we know what we want. But when I just like let go, trust God, let them do what they want to do, let them do what I hired them to do, they will come up with better ideas than I thought I had, because this is not my expertise. This is what you do. So I just had to let go. But it's hard, like I said, because it's your baby. So
So, okay, you're absolutely crushing it, making a lot of money. How do you identify like what's enough? Like your contentment, because the desire, and maybe it's a pressure to constantly grow and scale, you know, is always at the, you know, in our ears. But at the same time, how do you just like, stay content with all that you're doing? Because you're doing so much amazing things.
Yeah, it always takes me back to that hotel I had to move into. Like, I done been at the bottom, and I know what it feels like to be at the bottom. My mom, single parent of 7 kids, staying in a 2-bedroom, working 2 to 3 jobs. Like, I've been in the struggle, and I never want to go back there. So I feel like if I was to ever get comfortable, ever get content, like, I can go back to where I used to be. So I'm always just trying to make sure, like I said, making the money, giving value to my community so they can continue to support me, and just never getting comfortable, because I don't ever want to feel like that again. And that was like, I was at the lowest of the low. Like, it was at a point in time when I was in that hotel, because I quit my job, got evicted, but it didn't just affect me. Now I'm dragging my kids into this, other decisions that I made. So it was at a point in the hotel where I was just like, is my kids better off like without me? Not just here, but just in life. Like, I just wanted to give up, quit, and just off myself, because it's like, I'm at the point where I'm going up, down, in and out. Like, I can never catch a break.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, just looking at my son in that hotel with me, I'm like, no, I got to give it another try. So I just never want to go back to that lowest of the low. And I feel like money isn't everything, but it
does help.
It can get you. Yeah. it can give you this lifestyle.
They say money doesn't make you happy. It's like, it does. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, it doesn't give you like pure joy.
No,
but it does make you happy.
Yeah, it makes us comfortable. It gives my kids a better lifestyle.
Yeah.
It gives my family that I was able to hire a better lifestyle. So just reminding me of that, I'm like, no, I gotta stay content. It's times that I want to take a break and be like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. But I remember why I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it because my family depends on me, but I'm also doing it to show other people like me that if I can do it, you can do it too. So there's other crafters, creators out there that's just like, I want to give up, but I can't because I want to get where Cassandra at. She didn't give up. So I feel like I'm setting that example to them. Like, if I can do it, you can do it. So that's what makes me want to stay content.
So good. So I think just pulling out the principle that like, there's a difference between being content and getting comfortable. And you're not getting comfortable by taking a month off every quarter.
Oh no. That's a reset.
Yeah, it's a reset. And you're probably getting so much vision on those trips and things like that. And obviously time spent with family.
Yeah.
Like that's so good. And so I think if somebody is at the place, like they got an Etsy shop right now, and they're making one order or they're making like maybe 1 to 10 orders a week, like how would you encourage them to like keep going and let them know that this could be like a crazy life-changing thing, even though you just make wallets or you just make soaps?
Like I tell my students now, just having multiple streams of income is very important right now. Like, yeah, you're making custom items, but that's going to slow down. So you want to have that backup plan. So I teach them about B2C. So when you're making t-shirts, you're selling it to consumers that want your items. They don't need it. But since you're already making the custom items, now you can tap into B2B where you're selling it to other businesses like you that needs your items. So you don't have to necessarily do both at the same time, but just always have that backup plan to where if I'm making custom party favors, I have to use templates, designs, a lot of digital things. So if that slows down, take those same digital products and now sell it to people like you. That where you're not just focused on t-shirt sales. It's like, look, if this slows down, I got this backup. So that's my motto now, is just showing them just from this one passion, just like me, I was able to create multiple streams of income, not with multiple businesses, but within this one business, I was able to break it up into multiple streams. And you can.
So good. So good. So valuable. I appreciate you being on the department.
Thank
you. Was so enlightening. And I think like you are doing what us coaches are wanting to do.
Yeah.
Like just killing it on monthly reoccurring revenue. And even just how you, how much care you have in that community to put them in groups and states and put in-person events, and you're not having to show up. But like what's so cool is you can surprise show up and like
I do sometimes and they go crazy.
Yeah, no. And then you can just roll with your boy and he can just film that stuff. And that all that stuff, I could just see how incredible your community probably loves you.
They do.
And so you're paving the way, and I'm just saying like whatever that program that you're trying to put together to teach people how to build like community like that. I mean, I feel like it's a wrap.
Ooh. Yeah. That's confirmation.
Yeah. Grateful for you. Thank you.
Thank you.